Hi guys, so first I will be starting out with my L'Oreal Paris Magic Smooth Souffle, and I am in the color Natural Beige. And I will also be using my Sigma foundation brush. It's a F80 flat top kabuki, and I'm just going to apply it over my face, and bear with me because it does take a little bit to blend out. Okay, next I'm going to be using my Maybelline Instant Age Rewind in Fair. I'm just going to dab it all into my under eyes, and then I will be using the e.l.f. Professional Foundation brush, which I just use for blending out my concealer. Okay, now I'm using the Maybelline Dream Matte Powder, and I actually love this powder. It does a really good job of not becoming cakey or powder-like when you apply it. It just has a nice finish, and I'm using the color medium, and I'm just using a brush that I think I got at, I don't know, like a Rite Aid years and years and years ago. So it's just a basic powder brush, so I think it works out pretty well. Okay, now I'm just using my medicated chapstick, just the basic scent, I guess, just to moisturize my lips a little bit better. And then I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzer palette. And I'll just take that same brush that I just talked about from getting at Rite Aid, and I'm just going to contour the sides of my face, up along my temples and under my chin area, like jawline, and then I believe I take it down the sides of the nose to help slim the appearance of the nose. Okay, now I'm using the Dream Bouncy Blush by Maybelline, and this is in the color Candy Coral number 30. I believe I'm just going to be using, let me see here. I think it's just a basic brush by Eco Tools, and again, I think I bought a set at Rite Aid, and a couple of the yellow ones are by Eco Tools. So I just apply that to the apples of my cheeks and a little bit on my temples, and I think that's about it for blush. Okay, now I'm using the Baked Bronzer in Tiki, and this is by Hard Candy. I believe this is a dupe for one of the popular MAC highlighters. I'm not sure of the exact name, but I'm sure you can probably Google it. I'm just using a Sonia Kashuk powder brush, and I actually like to use it for my highlight instead. And I'm just kind of dabbing on either side of my brush and then just sort of back and forth between the apples, the higher apples on my cheeks and my temple, and then down my nose and just above my lip. Okay, now I'm just brushing out my eyebrows so that I can apply the next step, which is going to be the e.l.f. eyebrow kit. This is my first time using it, the palette rather. I've used the actual palette a few times, but it comes with like a little gel part and kind of like a powder part. I'm not too keen on the powder part, but the gel works really well and it seems to match pretty good. Right there on the left is what I'll be using. And I'm just using an angled brush. And again, I believe it's one of the Eco Tools brushes. yeah, and I'm just kind of filling in where, my eyebrows are a little bit sparse and whatnot. Alrighty, and then to set what I just did, I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Brow Gel in Crystal, and this just helps to keep my eyebrows in place and then it move around on me, and it does a pretty good job of doing what it says it does, so. Okay, and after I apply that to this side, I'm just going to take a little bit of tissue and then wipe off that medicated chapstick that I was using to keep my lips hydrated so that I could use my lip gloss next. Okay, now I'm using a Revlon Color Burst lip gloss in the color Peony 008 by Revlon. And then over that, I am going to be taking the Sally Hansen Lip Inflation. And this is the lip gloss that kind of makes your lips feel a bit tingly and cool. Although it's funny because over the years that I've been using it, maybe I'm just immune to it now. I don't really feel that tingliness, but I do think it appears to give the look of fuller lips. So, and plus the gloss is so pretty, so I usually end up putting that over pretty much anything that I end up wearing. Next, I'm just using my Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeliner in the color black, and I'm just going to line the upper lash line on both eyes. Next, I'm just taking a Sonia Kashuk smudger brush. I can't talk today. Smudge brush, and I'm just going to kind of smudge out that upper lash line. I don't want it to appear to be too thick or harsh, so I like to brush it out a little bit. Next, I'm going to be using my Too Faced Natural Eye Palette, and I will be using the, actually my very favorite color out of all of them, which is called Classic Silk Teddy. It's kind of like a nice champagne, and I'm just going to put that in my inner corners as well as my highlight from my eyebrow, under my eyebrow rather. Okay, next I'm just going to be using a Sonia Kashuk Dome brush, and I'm going to be using the color Push Up in that same Too Faced Natural Eye Palette, and I'm just going to be using windshield wiper motions to give my eyes a little bit of a highlight or some sort of dimension, and I'm just going to go in the crease of my eyes. Okay, now I'm just using a fluffy brush by Ego Tools, and I believe I'm just using the remaining of that champagne color called Silk Teddy, and I'm just kind of blending out the highlight color with the crease color. Okay, next I'm going to be using the NYX Roll-On Eye Shimmer, and this is in silver, called Platinum. And I'm just kind of dabbing it in my inner corners, and I'm just going to be taking another Ecos flat brush, and I'm just going to be kind of patting it out a little bit to spread out the product. Okay, now I'm going back in with that push-up color again, and I'm just going to try to redefine that crease. Now I'm just going back in with my fluffy generic powder brush, and I'm just going to try to blend everything together under my eyes, or just get rid of any fallout. And now I'm going back in with my concealer, and I'm just going to try to clean up under my eye a little bit. Okay, now it's time to curl my eyelashes. A couple seconds on either side. Now I'm going to be using the Colossal by Maybelline. I absolutely love this mascara. I am actually doing a couple coats on the top, and I believe about one coat on the bottom. And now I'm going in with that generic powder brush again, and I'm just going to kind of blend everything together on my face, as well as making sure there aren't any stray hairs from my powder brush on my face. As you can see, there is one under my right eye. So other than that, that's the final look, and I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Bye.